there's a name we give to this being of light, the source of love, of light, of spiritual power, and all the other things that we've been talking about. And that name is Shiva. And the word Shiva has 3 translations. It means, firstly, the benefactor, the one whose benevolence is available for all. Secondly, the word Shiva means the point, the 0, the dot. And the third refers also to the quality of God, the seed. And the seed means that out of whom creation emerges, the creator. When we talk about the point, the 0, then sometimes in India they use the word Shiva for 0. The terms are synonymous, not in a religious context, but just in a calculation context. And so Shiva also describes the qualities, the role of God, but also the form of God, this point of light. What is our relationship with this being? Some would say the Creator, some would say Father. Let me suggest a little bit more to this. The soul, the human soul, or the Supreme Soul, doesn't have gender. All souls have masculine and feminine qualities. You would say that maybe love, compassion fit in within the feminine side of attributes, and then you would say that courage and power come in within the masculine side of attributes. Well, every soul has all of these qualities, but we express them in different ways. And yes, the physical form has gender, but the soul doesn't. The Supreme Soul also, no gender, and so in fact in India they describe God as the mother and father. And just as in human biology the role of mother is the first one with whom the child gets connected, and then the father, so we talk about God as mother and father, not father and mother usually, but mother and father. And in terms of our own relationship with the divine, if I've been searching, and maybe I haven't been searching for God, I've been searching for truth, and I come across these ideas and I decide to experiment, probably when I sit to meditate and reflect on some of these ideas, I'll find that in that awareness of the soul, I'm much more open to the presence of the divine than I was before. And probably the first experience that will come to me is of this feeling of peace and love, the terms that we would associate with the mother. And further on, yes, I would also discover the relationship with the father. Fathers usually give an inheritance to their children. And in this case too, this parent, this father, has a very significant inheritance for me, and that is happiness. Just imagine receiving a treasure store of happiness. And this is the experience we have when we come into connection with the divine and we experience the parent, the father. So God is my parent, my mother and father, the one with whom I can have a spiritual conversation, a connection, so that I experience that love and also the happiness that God wants to give me. But God is also my friend. Just think about a friend. There are things you would tell a friend that you wouldn't dream of telling your parents. And so I can open up my heart and speak to my friend, and my friend is always available. Any human friend will say to you, well, I'm a bit busy now, call me back later. But God has enough time for absolutely everyone. The power of God is incredible. With our limited minds, we actually cannot fully perceive how God is able to satisfy all the billions of souls on the planet who want to connect with that one. But it's possible for God, not for us, but for God. And so God is my friend. God is also my teacher. There are things that human beings can understand through research and analysis, and you gradually build up a body of knowledge and you develop it and so on. But God has knowledge which is complete, and God's knowledge is to share with human beings. Knowledge of the self, knowledge of the Creator, knowledge of the creation, knowledge of the philosophy of karma. All of these things come in. And so all of this is the role of the teacher, who very patiently teaches us things that we've forgotten. We knew them at some point, and so in a way, when we hear these things, they feel very familiar. It's not that they feel strange at all. Sometimes they may do, but sometimes when I reflect, I realize that I had almost been thinking in the same way, but there was nobody I could speak to confirm all of this. And so maybe now you're getting confirmation. And if not, that's also okay. Explore and see where it takes you. So God is my teacher. God is also my guide, the Guru, the one who leads me to my destination. In fact, we use the term for God, the Sat Guru, the true Guru, the one supreme Guru. On a human level, my own conscience is my Guru, my guide, but that's also, of course, let me down. But now I have God, the Sat Guru, the Supreme Guru, the true Guru, who is showing me the path beyond a life of bondage to a state of liberation and beyond. And so God is also the Supreme Guru. And so mother, father, friend, teacher, and guide. It's beautiful to experiment with each one of these relationships, which are a very basic foundation for human life. Human beings are social creatures, and so we're not isolated, but we have all these connections and relationships. But of course, human beings will always be limited in their capacity, but the Supreme, unlimited, and so continually able to give without any stop, without any limit at all. How do I find the Supreme? Where is the Supreme? Think about 3 dimensions. The physical dimension, the world where we live. Soul comes into the world of matter, and soul and body play their role together on this planet, which is like the stage of the world made of the elements, the earth, the air, the water, the fire. So whether it's matter out there or matter here, soul and matter are working together. Then there's another dimension, which is the world of light, where we don't have physical forms, but we have a form, a costume which is made of light. Sounds strange, but many people have had the experience of this, and some people would call it the angelic realm, some people would call it the astral plane, different names, and I use a very simple term for it, the subtle region. The physical region here, and then the subtle region where you don't need to speak. It's not a question of words, but there's a communication which is beyond words, just simply through the eyes, just simply through movement, and it's the language of love. And then there's another dimension beyond. And this is a world just simply of silence, of stillness, of purity, a place which is beyond walls, so limitless light. And this is my home. It is the home of all souls. That's the place where we live in our original form as beings of light. And so we don't have bodies there. And souls are completely quiet and still in that light. No need for words, no need for anything, just stillness, the soul in its seed form. And in that home is the home of the divine, the home of God, the place of light. And so physically, wherever I may be, I go inwards, soul consciousness, and then I allow my mind to go upwards to that dimension of light and connect with the source of love and light in that place of total purity and total stillness. And once I know how to go there, I can go there anytime. There is no day and night there. The light of the sun, the light of the moon belong here on this planet. That place is timeless, eternal. And so I can go whenever I want and experience myself in that seed form, just in the presence of the divine. And that is truly the reformation, the transformation, the recharging of the soul that happens in that state. Experiment with going home, and you'll discover how sweet silence truly can be.